All right. We got Nicki Minaj, Grand Piano.
Am I just a fool? Blind and stupid for loving you? Am I just a silly girl? So young and naive to think you were the one who came to take claim of this heart. Cold hearted shame, you remain just a frame in the dark. And now the people are talking. The people are saying that you have been playing my heart like a grand piano. The people are talking. The people are saying that you have been playing my heart like a grand piano. So play on, play on, play on. Play on, play on, play on. Play on, play on, play on. Play on, play on. Am I queen of fools? Wrapped up in lies and foolish jewels. What do I see in you? Maybe I'm addicted to all the things you do. 'Cause I keep thinking you are the one who came to take.
I like that line. Like that last section. Am I a queen of fools, wrapped up in lies and foolish jewels? What do I see in you? Maybe I'm addicted to all the things you do. For me, that makes me think about sometimes people like the idea of being with someone, but sometimes it's not the person themselves. It's like the idea of having someone that's reliable in whatever it is that they provide for you.
Wow, that's actually a really great like thought what you said, because I've definitely experienced that where you actually don't like the individual, you like what they do.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that there's a difference between liking someone versus liking the idea of them.
Yeah.
Of this heart, cold hearted shame, you remain just a frame in the dark. The people are talking. The people are saying that you have been playing my heart like a grand piano.
You know what's crazy? It says Ken and Barbie music, but this song came out really long ago. Nicki was ahead of it. You know what's interesting? Like, when she said the lines, "Am I the queen of fools, wrapped up in lies and foolish jewels?" I noticed that it switched from the grand piano to the violin, and I wonder if she did that on purpose. Because when you think of someone like, oh, that says, oh, like, play the violin, or something about a violin, it's always touching on like sympathy. Like when you, I forgot what the terminology is. Like when it says playing the violin, it says it's a term for faking sympathy for another's troubles. And I wonder if it's her way of like feeling sorry for herself, where she says like, am I like the queen of fools?
Yeah.
Because toward the end, you know, she said, actually throughout the song she says, so play on, like she wants to, like she is so entangled in this relationship with them that she now knows that she's getting played, but she still wants to be played. Like that's why she keeps saying play on.
Right. No, 100%. I was actually going to say the same thing. You know, it's this idea of, you know, something's not good for you, but it still feels good. And so you continue to do it. And that's, it's interesting because it's in the heart of all addictive behaviors, you know, including toxic relationships where, you know, you can rationalize it, you can justify it. So you can say things like, well, he makes me happy right now, or this feels good right now. And then you can tend to minimize like the bad. And so you can start to, you know, lie to yourself and try to minimize the things in the relationship that make you unhappy, because what you're really trying to do is just try to continue feeling good for that moment, despite knowing that the long-term effects are most likely going to end bad for you. Because like a lot of people in toxic relationships, like they know what they're in, but there's like this internal conflict because there's a part of them that still wants it, and there's a part of them that's still romanticizing that the person will change and things will get better. But then there's also a large part of them that understands that it's not good for them. But it's almost just as scary as the idea of leaving that person and then starting to worry about, are you going to be able to find someone else or be with someone else? Because that's also a scary part of breakups. It's not just the breakup itself. That's one portion, but it's the uncertainty of what's going to happen in the future too. And so I think that's why we tend to find comfort in our present state, because it's somewhat familiar to us and we can predict it a bit. There's no uncertainty. And so you're absolutely right. When she says play on, she's choosing to say, you know, maybe she is foolish, but for right now, she's going to continue to pursue this relationship, or at least like the idea of it.
Yeah, it's a really great song. It sounds so beautiful, but if you actually like dive into the lyrics, it's a sad story, you know? And I never thought of, I mean, it definitely makes sense comparing like an addiction to a toxic relationship to just like that addictive behavior, but I guess it never really clicked until like you said it.
Yeah. So the people are saying that you've been playing my heart like a grand piano. You think of someone that's able to play an instrument. When you're playing someone like you're playing an instrument, like you're like obviously like manipulating them to the extent that you're having your way exactly how you want it, because that's what you do with an instrument or an object.
And it's like to the right tune.
Right? Yeah.
You know, like at the end, it also almost sounded like the Casey and JoJo song All My Life.
It's been a while since I heard that song.
Yeah, it sounded like that toward the end. This is a beautiful song. This is like one of my favorite albums of Nicki's. It's been a while since I've heard the songs on this particular album, but I know there's some songs that I've never heard. Like there's like Four Door Vented Door. I've never heard that. We should definitely dive into this album. Let's see what people are saying.
But yeah, this is the version of Nicki that I prefer because when she wants to, like this version
She's
of Nicki
soft.
can get that, and she's more introspective and she's deep.
Yeah.
But then when you see her in some of the songs with like Ice Spice, and obviously she's multifaceted and she can do like a different variety of she has a different variety of styles. But the style that she has with like when she performs with like Ice Spice, it's not something I enjoy as much as like this version of Nicki when she tends to think about her life and she's introspective and philosophical at times too.
And she's not like a hard ass. She's like play on. Aww.
And then
And then nasty.